Hey there, this is Abe, the other half of Low, and I'm going to be teaching you a little bit about my breakfast routine. The one thing about this is I'm not a very good cook at all. Lauren is so much more knowledgeable than I am and able and skilled, but I'm going to give it a shot, so we'll see what happens. I make muesli for breakfast, and muesli is basically overnight oats, if you're familiar with that. And we basically soak it for 15 minutes. We don't do the overnight thing. Just 15 minutes of soaking in the morning and they're good to go. Now the reason I eat breakfast is because you want to be energized for the day. I have a lot that I need to do. I have different to-do tasks that I want to accomplish for the day. And if I go into the day without a breakfast, it's just not the same. I used to not eat breakfast. I know some of you probably don't, but now I can't go back. I heard one time that you're actually supposed to eat like a king for breakfast, and then for lunch you're supposed to eat like a prince, and then for dinner you're supposed to eat like a pauper. And if that pretty much makes sense, we shouldn't have big dinners because we're going to bed right away after that. We don't need energy for sleeping. Anyways, I digress. We're going to get into it. Some of the main things that you're going to need for muesli are thick rolled oats. Got those right over here. Banana, maybe walnuts. We have raisins. For sure your favorite plant-based milk, which we'll get to in just a second. Frozen fruit, flax and chia seeds. And then also you got some turmeric and some cinnamon too to add a little bit of flavor. So I'll go ahead and walk through the ingredients one by one and kind of show you how I put my breakfast together. So first off, we're going to start off with our oats. I'm not lifting that up because it's heavy. I'm just going to slide it along. Alright, so for oats, I do a cup of oats in my breakfast each day. I'm going to grab my favorite breakfast bowl. This is my big breakfast bowl right here. Thank you, Jim and Sasha Wolpert. Really appreciate this big bowl. And I put all my ingredients inside of it. So first off, I'm going to do my oats. I do actually that wasn't enough. I do a heaping cup of thick rolled oats. And this is a third cup, so I'm just going to put 3 of these into my bowl. This is a lot. Some people probably can't have this much for breakfast. You're not ready for it. I am, just because I've been eating this for a while. Lauren does probably a third cup of oats for breakfast. I do a whole cup. But you got to kind of figure out what's best for you. So I get those into my bowl. We'll even them out a little bit. Slide this over here. And next I'm going to put in my other loose ingredients. So I'm going to do my chia seeds and my flax meal that I have in here. We mix our stuff together. You would usually buy these separately, but we just mix them and put them together just for convenience sake. And this is a tablespoon. I didn't know that at first, but after asking, I figured it out. It is a tablespoon. You can see how much I cook. So we'll go ahead and toss this in here. So one thing to note about the flax meal and the chia seeds is you want to spread them around in your oats, because if you leave them in bunches, they're going to clump together, and that's not as fun to eat when they're clumped together. It's not very nice. So make sure you give it a little shake, mix things around, take your favorite spoon, give it a little stir before you get that milk in there. We also have cinnamon and turmeric twist. So I'll just put a little bit of cinnamon on the top, just for a little bit of flavor, just a couple shakes. There we go. We gotta fill this up again. We have some turmeric twist. This is a sweet blend, so it tastes really good in our breakfast. Once I put a savory blend in the breakfast, it was not so good. Don't recommend that, but I still ate it. Just had a savory breakfast, I guess, with a whole bunch of other sweet ingredients, which didn't really make sense. So you just pour that all in there. Use your best judgment on that. Next, I'll probably do raisins. I like to add raisins just for a little bit of texture. They're pretty soft, pretty fun to poke in there. And these are all clumped together, so I have to really claw at them to get them out. But I'll just sprinkle these in here. And I won't do too many today. I'm not feeling raisins as much right now, but if tomorrow I might feel like I want a whole bunch of raisins, and then I'll put a whole bunch in there. And then also add some walnuts. These are good for crunch. Thank you, Keith Janning, for throwing these in and giving them to us. Really appreciate all these walnuts. We're almost coming to an end. You want to give us another bag? All right. Now, you have a whole bunch of walnuts here. You could throw them in whole. I usually don't because I don't want to be gnawing on a whole walnut in my breakfast, so I break them up into little pieces. This also conserves the walnuts, so we're not going through them as fast. And all I really need is little pieces here and there just to add some texture. So, just break these on up. It's kind of fun to get my hands dirty in the morning. It's a good way to start the day. Feel accomplished breaking up all these little walnuts. It's like all my little tasks that I'm going to be completing throughout the day, like fixing the lawnmower or giving the dog a bath. I don't have a dog. But we're just going to knock them out here. Okay. Pulverize those little guys. They're good to go. So take these walnuts, I'll set them back here so they're not in the way. And then also there's a couple of other things you can add, like coconut flakes. I don't typically add coconut flakes to my breakfast, but if you want to, you definitely can. So we've got the coconut flakes here. And then to kind of finish this bowl off, I mean, there's a couple more things we want to add, but we really need to make sure that we have our frozen fruit. They're really crucial to making this breakfast feel complete. So one thing that I always have is blueberries. Sometimes I call them blueberries, but blueberries are good too. But they're nice little morsels, nice little chunks, and they thaw out pretty quickly if you throw them in your breakfast. You don't have to eat them frozen. And the nice thing about blueberries is they're filled with antioxidants, and they're just really tasty too. So they really make the breakfast really great. So you can toss those on in. If you're feeling really fruity, you can add some strawberries. And these are a great addition too. They really pair well with the blueberries. And with the strawberries, they might take a little bit longer to thaw out, but you can also break them up into smaller pieces. So they're awesome. So make sure that you put them in there too. I do them every now and then. I don't do them as often, but I'd say probably 2 or 3 times a week I add strawberries. And then maybe once or twice a week I'll add mangoes into my breakfast. Now, I probably wouldn't do all the fruit at the same time just because that's a lot of fruit with lots of competing tastes, and sometimes I like to really appreciate the flavors of certain foods. So I might put mangoes and blueberries and forget the strawberries. You just do mangoes instead of blueberries. You can do any combination you want. That's not the point. The point is you can personalize this, and mango is another way to do that. All right, now to top it off with the fruit, I always use a banana. So every morning, this banana, not this one, but a banana goes into my breakfast. So what you do is you peel it like you would a banana, and then you cut it up in little slices and put it in there. Now, as you mix up your breakfast, the banana actually will sometimes really add to that sweetness of it, and it will sometimes those little slices that you've cut will kind of break down into a little bit more mushy things. It's not a nasty mush either. It's a really tasty, good mush, and it just adds to the sweetness of the whole thing. So I always miss the banana if it's not in there. So I try to have a banana in it every day. Now, another thing that you need is milk, because you can't eat this without a liquid in it, and I don't recommend water. So you want to have your plant-based milk ready to go. So we have vanilla almond milk right here, but you can also do an oat milk, you could do a soy milk, you could do any one of your favorite plant-based milks. There's a whole bunch of them out there. So I would pour this in, and I almost will, actually, I could right now, but I'm not going to because this is not breakfast, so I'll just hold it here and pretend you can imagine it going in. All right, and what you want to do for the perfect amount, I don't ever measure anything, but you want to get enough in there where the oats are able to soak that milk in so they get soft. If you don't put enough in, the oats won't soak all the way, and it's not that fun to eat. If you put too much in, it might be a little bit runny, which is okay. It'd be kind of like a cereal. If that's what you want, you can do that. I've had my share of over milking it. But if you get just the right amount, it's perfect. So I just kind of eyeball it now. I've had a lot of experience making this, so I know just how much to put in. And that pretty much rounds out the dish. Now, if you want to get a little bit crazy and wild, you can make it even more filling than it already is. This is a lot. But if I want to, I sometimes add peanut butter, probably a tablespoon of peanut butter or more if Lauren's not looking. And I will put a whole bunch in there and I'll mix it up really nicely, and that really adds a nice flavor to it, that underlying peanut butter in there, so that's pretty nice. And then also, this is really wild and crazy, you can do chocolate milk. So I have a chocolate almond milk right here, and you can add that into your dish. It adds a lot of richness, a lot of sweetness, and it will knock your sweet taste buds off your tongue. So I do this maybe once a month, because otherwise it's just too much. So I have it down to a science right now. I'll probably just drink this plain by itself later when Lauren's not looking. So, all right, so that's what you do for muesli. It's a great dish, great breakfast, great way to kick off your day. I highly recommend it. Can't speak enough good things about my good friend muesli, and I'll be eating this a little bit later. All right, see ya. Bye.